What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Movement 6. Before we start, I want to say huge thank you to everybody who stuck around because it's holiday season. I was out and about for about 4 weeks with my family. We went on a fantastic cruise. Italy, Croatia, Greece. We've seen it all. We've done it all. We had a fantastic time in the sun and enjoyed the company of each other. Good food, good drinks, wine, a lot of wine. Oh, so much wine. And I hope you guys also had a fantastic summer vacation and you also enjoyed time spent with family and friends. And of course, gaming is always there. I just got back this weekend, but I did got the time to really dive into the beta, of course, that was launched. I watched a lot of streams. I watched a lot of input from content creators on this game, on the release of the beta, especially for the pre-orders, of course, because it was in that sense a closed beta. And when I got back, a friend of mine was so foolish to do a pre-order, but it gave me the chance to spend about literally 25 minutes on this game. And it was already clear for me that nothing has changed. Absolutely nothing has changed. So yes, I've spent some time on this game, but I think the overall message is there is no change. And not so long ago, I made a clip, a video on did gaming become boring. You see it right over here. Check it out if you want. And one of the core things that I'm discussing in that video is that we all need to stop pre-ordering games. You know, to an extent, I get it. To an extent, I really get it. If you're a content creator that earns your money and you build your life around playing Call of Duty and reviewing it and you're attached to that game in such a way, then I do understand that you're pre-ordering the game if you're not getting a free review code or whatever from Activision and the developers. But if you're just someone who plays games either for fun or you're a sweatfest first class that you want to play the game, then stop pre-ordering it. It is one of the biggest issues we have in gamings right now is that you keep supporting mediocre behavior with mediocre companies that have built a huge name for themselves. And in this sense, it's Activision and their 3 developers in just screwing you over year after year. The only thing they do is they strip away everything you have when a game is at the end of the life cycle and then present that they're bringing something new. But they're not bringing something new. Black Ops 6 is nothing more than Black Ops Cold War with a Modern Warfare 2 skin around it. That's what you're buying. So what you're getting is something you're already having at this point. And the whole bullshit that is built around pre-ordering and open and closed betas and all that shit, stop doing that. Stop pre-ordering, and then eventually the panic will come with Activision and those companies, and then eventually you will force change via that route. Because the only thing that these companies want you to do is buy the next bundle. There is no issue with Call of Duty. If you boot up a game, the first thing you see is a flawless presentation of the bundles you don't have, of the Black Cell or the Battle Pass you don't have, and that is the constant thing that has been thrown at you. And I was watching a clip from Blame Truth the other day, and he experienced something that we've also experienced when I was playing those 20-25 minutes actually on the game, is that you constantly need to restart the game with the updates and the Call of Duty HQ and the updates there. And then finally when you get into the game is completely rigged. It's not working. The servers are not working. There's a lot of lag, a lot of glitching, and all those kind of things. And what we get right now is the presentation of a company that seems to have been spending 4 years with 4,000 developers. And it's the exact same narrative as we had with Modern Warfare 2, for example. We were supposed to have the most advanced Call of Duty. It's not my words. These are the words of Activision and Infinity Ward at the time that presented this game as being the most advanced Call of Duty ever created, and it's going to get an unprecedented amount of support. That was the promise by Infinity Ward. What we got was the game that was on an unprecedented amount of live support with no support the first 6 months. They were all gone. There was no reaction. There were no updates, no nothing. And eventually, it wasn't the most advanced Call of Duty. It was just one of the worst Call of Duties ever created. Currently, after that, of course, Modern Warfare 3, which was nothing more than a DLC wrapped around a $70 full price package, and now we're having Black Ops 6. And I don't know about you guys, but if I'm just looking at the YouTube input, so bad the community finally had enough. I sincerely hope so, Blame Truth. I really hope so. Black Ops 6 is secretly broken and bad. Black Ops 6 is horrible. Ghost of 8, of course, the alpha male dominates in that space. Fully, yep, we're so fucked. They're oh so right, and it's bad. Black Ops 6 zombie looks bad. That is also a thing, Black Ops 6 zombies. Come on. Again, we were so high. To be fair, I also tweeted, if this is going to be the case, then I'm hyped. Round-based zombies, going back to its roots, as we all came to love it. But no, the influence of Warzone, just multiplayer maps, that is what we're going to get eventually, because the whole business model of Call of Duty is not to provide you with a flawless, fantastic experience. It's not. The whole goal of Call of Duty nowadays is built around Warzone, with multiplayer just there to sell you the freaking bundles you need to either win, or a pay-as-you-win, or the black cells. That's where the money is for these guys. Call of Duty 6, disappointing. The Rick. Nero Cinema, what happened, Liberty Falls gameplay is getting blasted with hate. And this goes just on and on and on and on. And every year we hope for change, but as long as we are putting money in pre-ordering games, then you're already putting your money on the table where you have the experience that it's just not great what they're doing in the past 5-6 years, maybe even 7 already. When is this community going to stop earning or spending their hard-earned cash on a game that is so enormously flawed from the ground up? Even with the beta now being live, look at this. Hackers already flooded the whole server on day one. And then I see some comments, it's a beta and blah blah. No, it's not. This is the full game. What you've been playing is the full game. This has got the golden state. There is 4 years of development, and from all the companies out there, we're talking about Activision, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and Sledgehammer. These people have been releasing Call of Duties since the beginning of Dawn, and eventually also know how to work with servers and optimizing your gameplay. Why is it so hard then, if a game is part of your Call of Duty HQ, to give us a solid, flawless, server-connected experience with a game? They don't care what this community wants. They're constantly re-releasing the same game with the same issues, with the same bullshit. And what they're now trying to do is present to you that Omni Movement is the next best thing and is fantastic. It's not. It's just a sweatfest first class. Because the moment we jumped into those games, skill-based matchmaking did their thing, and look where we are. Every game is nothing short of a sweatfest first class, with all people trying to hunt those online TikTok, YouTube revenue, advert type of gameplay just to sweat off. And these are maybe the people that want to pre-order games, but why are you investing your money, your time in who you are, and eventually make that part of your personality to invest in a company that doesn't care about you? I really do not understand. What in life do you invest your money in that eventually has no value in return for it? It has no value. Call of Duty, in essence, if Call of Duty would be a franchise that we've never heard of, let's for argument's sake say, Call of Duty never existed. We don't know what the franchise is. And all of a sudden, Activision, a company, comes around the corner and say, we have the next best multiplayer for you all. And they release either the Modern Warfare 2 or the Modern Warfare 3 or the Black Ops 6 right now. it would get destroyed. It would suffer from the same fate X-Defiant is now going through. 100%. They could close servers, close shop, nothing. Because they don't care about you. If Call of Duty would care about the community as a whole, they would do exactly what I've said a couple of years already. And that is to release one game and stick with it. Take Rainbow Six Siege. This game, to be fair, Rainbow Six Siege is built on a very old engine. It was released in 2015, I believe, right? I've been playing it since 2016. And that's where you start to understand that the way you interact with your community and the gameplay is absolutely king. Sure, there's a lot of criticism about Rainbow Six because there is a huge community behind it that really freaking cares about this game. And on the other side, we have a team of developers, and you can say a lot about Ubisoft, but the team that is focused on Rainbow Six Siege is really trying their best to optimize the game and to provide what the community is asking for. And yes, Rainbow Six Siege, by its core, is a sweatfest game because it's solely based on ranked and ranking up. So yes, every game is a sweatfest. But that's fine. That's the core of the game. Call of Duty is a arcade, fast-paced, in and out, arcade type of shooter. It has got nothing to do with competitiveness. Nothing. It's not in its core. It's not the way it's set up. It's not the way it's intended to be. So release a game and stick with that for the coming 5-6 years. Sorry about that. I have a small cough that I took with me from the cruise. So, but we've now landed again on the same game. It's if you put a pig in a suit, it's still a pig. And every time they present you with the same pig but a different suit, and we all need to be hyped for it. Oh, look at the graphics. With all due respect, the graphics are downright horrible. It is downright horrible in terms of the graphics. And there is also a reason for that, because it's, again, a cross-generation game. PlayStation 4, Xbox One. So you need to take into account that the games are actually developed with a tight eye on these old platforms that are all maybe 10, 12 years old in terms of hardware. And that's where it needs to run on as well. It can't. Say goodbye to it. If you want to flex with your graphics, then focus on the current generation of consoles and PC and make a game that is able to run only there. Then you are making the first great step. The second great step you need to do is make a game that only releases and then stick with that for the coming 5 years. Update that. I don't care if you want to pay, if you want to provide paid and free content. I don't know, if let people pay for maybe an expansion to the single player if they want to play the single player. You can support zombies in different direction with updates and DLCs and packages. You can build so many great things around that. But what you have is a game that eventually is focused on multiplayer. There are people who play the single player. I played one time and then I'm just saying goodbye and I'm focusing on multiplayer. But if you're focusing so on Warzone and multiplayer, just develop a Call of Duty game. Don't give it a Modern Warfare 3 game, and within that realm, just give constant updates with a nod to the past. Modern Warfare 2 update, Modern Warfare 3 update, maps left, map right, and then you can build some good solid business models around that. But stick with one game, because every year we are focused to buy the same game, but then in a flawed state, in a different suit. That is the only thing that they're doing right now. And I'm so happy that I haven't, this is my first time that I haven't pre-ordered, and I'm stopped pre-ordering games at all. I'm not doing it anymore. Just show me the product first, and then I will decide to give you my money, yay or nay. So release the product and maybe give the option for a demo. That was, back in the day, that was the way people did it. I'm an old geezer. I still come from the day where you buy a magazine for gaming, and usually you had those discs with demos on it, so you can put that in your PlayStation 1, for example. And that's how I experienced new games, that I then went to the store and bought that game. And that's the way you should market your product. You shouldn't market your product, say, okay, give me your money, and then I'm giving you 2 maps or 3 maps and 2 modes. It's flawed, it's rigged, it's the same game. The visuals are meh. Oh, but we have omni movement. The amount of kills you need to have for a kill streak. Are we actually going through that debate again? Holy goddamn shit! And to be fair, it's also a big part of how we, in general, work in predominantly Western societies. We don't hire for quality. We don't hire for talent. We hire based on skin color, what's in your pants, what your sexual orientation is. I want to bet my monthly salary for that these guys are occupied more with safe space training, gender neutral toilets. If you see the picture of these guys I'm sorry, I assume gender here. I'm really, really sorry. But if you see the picture who is developing this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There is nothing wrong with these people working in an environment, but these people have not been chosen because of skill, because of talent. These people have been chosen based on total different things. And if you don't hire for quality, don't expect to pour it out. You should focus on your product and your quality and do not care about skin tone, skin color, sexual orientation. Who gives a rat's ass? Focus on bringing an immersive Champions League game or experience that is paying tribute to where Call of Duty came from and how good it was. Of course, but if I saw the debate earlier, Modern Warfare 2 was also a rigged game. It was. It had its overpowered weapons, its overpowered loadouts, and so on. Fine. But it's still better, and it's really a lot better than we have right now. What we have right now is just a vehicle to make sure that you spend your money on Activision. That's the world upside down. That's the world upside down. You should make quality products and then the money will come. But now they demand you to give money and then, here you got a new skin. 4 years, 4,000 people. How the hell did you pull that off? Are you... If I would have team members that spend 4 years on a shitty product, the only thing you should do is fire them all. You should fire them all. If they would listen to the community, would have one game, years of fun with a game without any other annual release, we would remove skill-based matchmaking, we would not have lobbies that break up, and we would just have fun. Whereas the time you can just relax, kick back on a Tuesday evening with your friends and just play Call of Duty for fun. Because that's what Call of Duty is supposed to be. It's turned into some kind of a money-hungry sweat fest. The good news is, for those who haven't pre-ordered this, is that next weekend, I believe, there is a free beta. Wow. I strongly suggest... Well, it's hard, you know. People are going to play it. And I would probably play it too, because I just, for maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then I would already decide that this is the biggest horseshit ever, again, for the second weekend. Stop pre-ordering. That's the whole... If we stop pre-ordering, then companies like Activision will go into a complete state of panic, and they are forced to change course. If you want these companies to change course, then actually that's the only way to go. And I'm not pre-ordering any games anymore. I want to see the product in its full flashy state first, with the option to return before I'm giving you any money. And you can say, yeah, but you can also cancel your pre-order and return your money. Sure, you can. But how many of those people who are like sheeps pre-ordering the shit and then keep the pre-ordering up while they know it's a shitty game? Because that's one of the core mechanics in Call of Duty. FOMO, fear of missing out. Oh, they've got the pre-order. They're playing the beta. Oh, now I need to beta as well, and I need to pre-order. Oh, they're going to keep the pre-order. Oh, now I'm going to keep it as well, because God forbid that you're thinking for yourself. It's down bad. This whole franchise, with the hope that Treyarch would not go down that route. They're all in. They're all in, and I wish the entire community Godspeed with this game, because it's going to be another tough year, and things seem to be getting worse instead of improving. always looking forward to your positive comments on this negative video, guys. Drop a like, subscribe, obviously. Let me know what you think. I'm keen on understanding. Are you playing this beta? Or did you pre-order? And what is your reason to pre-order? Make me understand. Help me understand this. And any suggestions and ideas you have on how to make Call of Duty better are always welcome. For now, speak soon. See you on the battlefield. Movement 6 out.